In Europe and the US, two more volcanoes have awakened, and worldwide it is 5 volcanoes that have awakened. And we've had major earthquakes in that area as well. We've had a 5 magnitude earthquake across the peninsula of Italy, and we've had 4.2 in the area of Naples, around Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei. According to Daily Mail, a giant volcano in Alaska is showing signs of an imminent eruption. Significantly increased levels of volcanic gas emissions were recently recorded around Mount Spur in Alaska, which is 120 kilometers from the city of Anchorage, which is home to about 280,000 people. The Alaskan Volcano Observatory, AVO, said the emissions confirm that new fresh magma is flowing from beneath the volcano, indicating an imminent eruption. Mount Spur in Alaska, which raises about 11,000 feet above sea level, could erupt due to the volcano's presence in the area, and this comes as the number of small recent earthquakes in the area now numbers in the thousands. And according to seismologists, the chances of an eruption are now about 50-50. This comes after a noticeable increase in activity over the past 10 months. The volcano is located just 80 miles west of Anchorage, with a population of more than 280,000. For this reason, the city could be covered in a cloud of dust if an eruption occurs, as has happened in the past. In recent months, there have been many small, shallow volcanic earthquakes detected under the volcano, according to the United States Geologic Survey, USGS. The last eruption from Mount Spur was actually 3 eruptions, occurring over several months in 1992. In addition to the small earthquakes, scientists have observed the volcano swelling by about 6.4 centimeters. Similar rumblings from Mount Spur were recorded in 2004 and 2012, but were not followed by eruptions. According to scientists, it's very likely that if an eruption occurs, additional signals will precede it, which would allow for advance warning. Volcanologists are now monitoring Mount Spur very closely to deal with any developments that may arise. Increased seismic activity and ground deformation have also been detected in the area, and these signs indicate that an eruption is likely, but not certain, to occur within the next few weeks or months, the volcanologist said. If Mount Spur erupts, it will cause catastrophic landslides, avalanches of fiery hot volcanic gases, and lava flows that will descend the slopes of the volcano at speeds of more than 320 kilometers per hour. According to Alaskan volcano activity, volcanologists predict that the ash cloud and emissions of volcanic toxic gases caused by the eruption will spread hundreds of kilometers to low-lying areas. An editor's note, volcanic eruptions in Kamchatka, Russia, and Alaska do not attract much attention from the media, which specializes in horror stories due to their remoteness or sparsely populated areas. But in the case of Mount Spur volcano, Alaska, the situation is completely different. Mount Spur is the largest stratovolcano in Alaska's Aleutian Arc. The Aleutian Islands are the island arc consisting of 14 large and 55 smaller volcanic islands. They separate the North Pacific in the south from the Bering Sea in the north, and they extend for about 2,500 kilometers from the Alaskan peninsula to Kamchatka. But if we take a closer look, we'll find that it's just one of the volcanic cones of a huge caldera with a diameter of at least 5 kilometers. This cone is apparently the most recent. Since its discovery and description by the researchers of the U.S. Geological Survey, Mount Spur volcano has not erupted, but in the language of the local Indians, the natives, it is called characteristically and literally that which burns inside. This means that the last eruption of this volcano there has remained in the memory of the local inhabitants. In a report dated March 13, 2025, the U.S. Geological Survey stated the following: the volcano has erupted from the Earth's crust. In a report dated March 13, 2025, a few days ago, the USGS wrote the following: anomalous behavior continues at Mount Spur volcano. Seismicity remains elevated, with numerous small surface volcanoes earthquakes recorded beneath the volcano over the past day. Satellite cameras cannot see the volcano because it is covered by clouds, but the atmosphere over flights of March 7 and 11 showed that there are significantly increased emissions of volcanic gases from the volcano. The danger level remains at yellow, but the yellow color has been there since 2005, and now volcanologists are waiting for an explosion of steam gases that could blow the roof off the volcano, as a new lake has long been formed at the outlet of the volcano. Therefore, as soon as the volcano starts smoking like a cooling tower of a thermal power plant, geologists will begin to worry seriously. But what we describe above is only a small part of the global volcanic spectacle, because the Canary Islands, La Palma, are in a similar situation now. There has been nothing like it there since 2021 eruption. Also, just yesterday, we informed readers that the ancient Phlegraean Fields, Mount Campi Flegrei, the home of the Roman god Vulcan, Ephesus near Naples, and that's where we had the 4.2 a few days ago, and just across from it, the 5 magnitude. Now, near Naples, that day experienced a seismic tremor measuring 4.4 on the Richter scale. Similarly, we also informed readers about Iceland the day before yesterday, where officials expect a volcanic eruption within the next few weeks. And of course, everyone knows what's happening with the earthquake clusters that occur in the Aegean Sea near Santorini, which of course was a super eruption 3,600 years ago. It seems to have a super eruption every 3,600 years. So to summarize, right now, 5 huge volcanic calderas have been activated almost simultaneously, not to mention another 100 volcanoes that are already erupting around the world. In light of all these geographical phenomena that are happening, we should expect something very serious to take place, either a spectacular eruption of a large volcano or some large earthquake of magnitude 9 on the Richter scale, or 2 in 1. Where this event will happen, however, is unknown, so we'll continue to monitor developments. Now, on the night of March 13, 2025, an earthquake of magnitude 4.4 occurred in the Campi Flegrei area, which is a supervolcano, and near there, just south of Naples, is the Vesuvius volcano as well, that erupted, that had a super eruption, well, a big eruption, 79 AD. The Phlegraean Fields area in the Bay of Naples, the likes of which had not occurred here for at least 40 years. The Italians write that the magnitude of the earthquake was 4.4 Richter and occurred at a depth of 2.5 kilometers. That's very shallow. While the United States USGS writes it as a magnitude 4.2, occurring at 10 kilometers depth. When the data are so different, the logical question that arises is, where is the truth? And the truth is that the damage caused by the earthquake is significant. Some were even luckier. And more videos from the earthquake site. 4.4 magnitude earthquake also occurred in the Phlegraean Fields, May 2024. The goods on the shelves shook and fell, some fences and advertising banners in the streets broke, but now the shaking is bigger and things were more serious. So while in May 2024 was a seismic event of 4.4 Richter and people had not lied, today's new earthquake was definitely bigger than 4.4 Richter because of the shaking that took place. It was more serious. It was definitely bigger, but how much plus, we don't know. The focal depth of the earthquake is a very important factor in evaluating an earthquake. And we tend to believe that the Italians are more reliable than the American seismologists because of the U.S. Geological Survey reports An earthquake epicenter at a depth of 10 kilometers is like telling us, in other words, that we don't know where the epicenter of the seismic event was. For a 2.5 kilometer fault, that would not be enough. However, there was neither a foreshock nor an aftershock, as happened in May 2024, and because of these characteristics, we can assume that this earthquake was due to some violent movement of volcanic magma. Given that the flagrant fields have a very heavy historical record of earthquakes since ancient times, taking place in the large 13-kilometer diameter caldera of the Gulf of Naples, and given what's happening these days in volcanoes all over the world, an earthquake of magnitude 4.4 plus Richter should not be a serious cause for concern. However, if we see and take into account what's happening now simultaneously in the Aegean, for example, as we know, Santorini, which was a super eruption VEI 7 3,600 years ago. What's happening in Iceland as well is very likely that we think that some very threatening seismic event is coming, is already underway. In New Zealand, which is located at the opposite end of Italy, however, things are calm for now. We know the North Island of New Zealand has a Taupo volcano, which is a super volcano, and that had a last super eruption 27,500 years ago. There's no standing wave of any kind in the lithosphere, so the Italians have no reason to worry to the extent of spending the night in the countryside, waiting for a major earthquake that may be as large as 9 magnitude Richter. But for the Aegean, we are not so sure how things will turn out. We hope and wish that there will be no major earthquake in Europe yet, but no one knows how the reality will unfold, so let's keep an eye on the developments. As we posted before, the geologists and seismologists and volcanologists really have no explanation as to what is happening, especially in the Aegean Sea with the Santorini volcano. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.